Rule 605, Broken Stick. Note: a broken stick is one that, in the opinion of a referee, is unfit for normal play. A. Any player whose stick is broken must drop their stick prior to participating in the play. A player or a goalkeeper shall be allowed reasonable time to be aware that the stick is broken. A minor penalty for an equipment violation shall be assessed for participating in play with a broken stick. A replacement stick for any player who is no longer in possession of a stick may only be obtained from the player's bench or from a teammate on the ice. A minor penalty shall for an equipment violation shall be assessed to a player who receives a replacement stick illegally, unless the team is assessed a bench minor penalty under Rule 601B.4, throwing articles into the playing area. In this instance, the player receiving the thrown stick shall not be penalized. A goalkeeper whose stick is broken may not go to the player's bench for a replacement during a stoppage of play, but must receive their stick from a teammate. For an infraction of this rule, a minor penalty for delay of game shall be assessed to the goalkeeper.
Rule 605, broken stick a situation. 1. What does the word participate mean in reference to a player who participates in play with a broken stick? Participate shall mean playing or attempting to play the puck, body checking or attempting to body check an opponent, or continuing any action that directly affects the play. Rule reference 605A. A player may carry a broken stick to their player's bench only if they are in the immediate vicinity of the bench, is completely out of the play, and does so immediately upon breaking the stick. Situation 2, a player has broken their stick but is unaware of the fact that it is broken. What guidelines must be used when determining whether or not to assess a penalty? A player is accountable for their actions, so the minor penalty shall be assessed if they participate in the play in any manner. Rule reference 605A. Even though the player may not immediately be aware of the broken stick, there is no provision of the rule that allows them to legally participate in play. In some instances, it may be appropriate for the on ice officials to verbally alert the player their stick has broken. However, this must be done for the purpose of avoiding a penalty and done with equal diligence by all officials and to both teams. A situation 3. A player breaks their stick and immediately turns away from the play and skates to the player's bench, still carrying the broken stick. In skating to the bench with the broken stick, they make no effort to participate in play, nor are they involved in the play. Should the referee assess the player a minor penalty for not dropping their stick immediately? It depends on the player's proximity to the player's bench at the time they realize that the stick is broken. Rule reference 605A. The intent of the rule is to manage the safety of all of the players participating in the game. A broken stick can certainly be considered a safety hazard. A good rule of thumb is if the player is in the neutral zone or close to the bench on the same side of the ice and does not have to skate near or around any opposing player, this would be allowed and go unpenalized. However, if the player has to go a great distance and or in the proximity of opposing players, the stick should be dropped or a penalty assessed. This is a situation where it may be beneficial for the officials to verbally remind the player to drop the broken stick. Then, if they do not, the assessment of the penalty is warranted. A situation 4. A player has their stick knocked from their hands while being body checked. The stick is not broken, but the player elects to get a replacement stick at their player's bench. Is there a penalty to be assessed? Number rule, reference 605B. No rule has been violated, as a player is allowed to receive a replacement stick from the bench provided it has not been thrown on the ice. A situation 5. The goalkeeper breaks their stick and their teammate hands them a regular skater's stick. May the goalkeeper legally play with this stick? Yes. Rule references 605B and 301B. As long as the stick does not exceed the maximum measurement set forth for goalkeeper sticks, they can play with a skater's stick. A situation 6. A stick is thrown onto the ice from the player's bench to a player who has broken their stick. What penalty is imposed if the stick is picked up by any player? A bench minor penalty is assessed to the team for throwing articles onto the ice. Rule references 605B and 601B.4. No penalty is assessed to the player receiving the stick under this rule, as only one penalty should be assessed for the same infraction. However, a bench minor penalty must be assessed in all instances, regardless as to whether the stick is picked up by a player or not.